Good morning. Today is Monday, September 15th. It is 7:04 a.m. Central Time. Figure I'd just get a jump on the morning. It doesn't seem like too much is happening as far as news, but we'll just kind of quickly walk through it and do our pre-market prep here. So, kind of quick check on sentiment for the NQ using Grok, and basically we're neutral and cautiously optimistic. I think that is basically what it looks like going into today. Um, And I guess we'll talk about all the factors. I mean, we know this week is rate cut week, so we'll see how that pans out. For the probability of rate cuts, it looks like 96.2%, which is up by 3% from last week. From a day ago and a week ago, it's up, what is that, like 7%? And then up 11% from a month ago. So I think high expectations for a 25 basis point rate cut. So that is just what we're expecting. So let's see if we get what we expect, and if that holds us up. Obviously, if we get more, that should be good. But if we get what we're expecting, I do wonder if that's all priced in already. So there you go. As far as the up for today, as far as the news, so apparently there's some U.S. trade talks happening all day. Some kind of manufacturing stuff and some other things around yield and things, which I don't really understand what this is, so I don't pay too much attention. Also, these are, I think on my filters before I had only high and medium, and so now I've added low as well, so you just have everything here. Um, so these are kind of low priority. So I guess we'll just kind of have that as a reference. And then tomorrow we got the U.S. retail home sale or retail sales month on month change, some industrial production stuff on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, there's some housing things. And then the rate decision, obviously. And so we're all expecting the 25 basis point rate cut. And then FOMC things. Thursday, a bunch of stuff, which I think the only thing noteworthy for me is the Q1 earnings for FedEx. So that'll be interesting. Then you have your earnings call. And I guess oil stuff. And that's pretty much what the week looks like. So it's really all about the rate decision today, I would say. And then just kind of looking at financial juices, read of everything. So yeah, nothing noteworthy today on Monday. So yeah, today it just might be a scalp the range type of thing. So we'll see. Tuesday, some that retail sales stuff that we talked about, and then the industrial thing that mentioned, and then some oil stuff, which not don't really care too much. Yeah, the rate decision. So that's the big deal. Um, yeah, and so jobless claims, weekly initial and continued jobless claims on the 18th, which I keep missing that. And so maybe it's not showing here. 18th. Yeah, odd. I mean, it's not showing here as a thing that's happening. So I'll have to follow up with our financial juice friends here. But it does look like we have some type of, weekly jobless claim numbers. So, just got to keep an eye on that. And that's at the open. So I'll just keep a note of that going into Thursday. And then nothing really noteworthy on Friday. So think it'll be maybe slow going today and volatility into Wednesday, and then kind of tapering off depending on the results of the rate cut or not. So there you go. So quite interesting. Um, I guess we can hop into the NQ first. I looked at this on Sunday, so won't repeat a lot. But one thing I will call out is that we are going to have the contract rollover. So I'm trading on the continuous, but the contract rollover is this week, and so you just have to see like when the volume really starts tipping over. So that's just something to keep in mind. Also, it looks like pre-market we tried to break the all-time high, and we tested it, which is very interesting. Like right at the high, and we're starting to reject, but looks pretty bullish there. So we'll see what that looks like. Above that dark pool level, and we are testing that all-time high. Even pre-market, right? All-time high in the afternoon. We touched it and we broke down, and now we're climbing back up and trying to test it again. So that's two tests on the 1 minute. On the third one, especially on Monday, and especially because there's not really any catalyst today. And really, the catalyst will be on Wednesday. If we do get pretty close to here, I don't know. It might be open to a short if we fail, you know. But I guess we'll see how we do. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to see how price reacts. This is obviously all-time high level. We failed twice. If we fail again and fail convincingly and fall over, I mean, I will look for the short. Um, but yeah, let's see. Not gonna hold for like a swing short down or anything, but I'd look for a quick short scalp, kind of back down to these dark pool levels. But we'll see how we open. If we open obviously between the dark pool and all-time high, you just have to wait and see for it to extend in one direction or the other, and then just see how we go. So yeah, let's see what it looks like in the morning. As far as the indices this morning, everything looks like ES is punching up there, NQ's punching up there. The Russell is bouncing off of the low of yesterday into the mid. Ooh, so the Dow broke the low of yesterday, but pushing back up. So it's interesting. I think the VIX is unchanged. It's the dollar a little bit falling over. Interesting. I don't think the Treasury yield changed much since the last time we looked at it. Oh, pre-market on the XLT. We've broken the low of Friday. Yeah, interesting. All right, let's look how pre-market looks like on our Megatech. What's happening here? Okay. Gapping up, go Apple, bullish move. All right. Microsoft kind of gapping down, but still within the body of Friday. So kind of gap down to the open of Friday. So we'll see. Amazon gapping up a little bit to the high of Friday ish. Google, wow, gapping up, new high. That's amazing. All right, so bullish on Apple, bullish on Google. I mean, not bearish on Microsoft, a little neutral. Bullish on Amazon. Meta, we are bullish. We're gapping up slightly. Ooh, Nvidia. So gapping down below the low of Wednesday. So we'll see what happens here. I mean, this is kind of coincides with the MAs and the dark pool and everything. So we'll see if support happens there. And don't tell me wow, go Tesla. Gapped up again. Well, not again, but like just nice strong gap up. So super bullish there. And then the Qs are yeah, a little bit high at the highs, which is where the QQIQ is where the NQ is. So it looks bullish. Let's see, Apple is gapping up. Google is gapping up. Amazon gapping a little bit higher. Microsoft gapping lower. But Meta's gapping higher. Nvidia's gapping lower. Tesla's gapping much higher. And Qs are what they are. So more gap ups than gap downs, and really like one gap down on Nvidia. I would say Microsoft is bullish, like neutral-ish, but then everybody else is kind of bearish. I mean, not bearish, but bullish in the morning with their gapping up. So yeah, man, you just have to kind of follow what's going on there. But Tesla, I think Tesla is the one. Um, yeah, we have to just be open to the fact that price just wants to go higher. And I think now that I've seen the Megatech cap, I'll really be watching this level. and just really watching if we break and close above and hold. I mean, maybe we go higher. I don't know where we're going, but maybe we go higher. So it kind of makes me rethink my immediate short here. I guess if we sweep this high, I wouldn't take it right away. Um, but I mean, I will still be open to the short if we fail and we can't break. I mean, it's such the risk is so clear. Like even right here, the risk is super clear. Um, maybe the probability is less, but I mean, I would say at this point everything's 50-50, right? So if you wanted to go short even right now, right? Probabilities are not in your favor, but the risk reward is, right? You're talking like 11 points. Maybe you get back down the VWAP, that's like a 3-1, 4-1 back to this dark pool level. Yeah, I don't know if we get back to this 4 hour low. For me, I would just come back to this dark pool level, really. I'm not going to take the trade. I just have to see how the morning goes. But, like a 10 point, 11 point stop for a 4-1, it's not too bad. It's just a probability aspect of it, because usually the more that price hangs out at a level, it'll break through. And so, but I do like how it just violently sold off of this level, hit here, violently sold off. So that kind of gives me confidence in the short, at least for like a scalp, at least back to VWAP. But I think we'd probably get back to this dark pool level, but VWAP seems like the safe bet. And look at that. So now let's just see what's happening here. Right, so now we've swept that third time, and now we're violently kind of going down, but then we got all this situation happening. I wonder if there's anything on news. Anyways, I will have to check this out. Um, Again, I'm not going to take this trade. It's pre-market. Pre-market is not where where my money is made. Um, but yeah, I mean, nice spike here. Broke the low of this candle. I would really like to see the CVD turn red before really going into it. Um, and maybe there's like an announcement and stuff, but I will check that out later. So we'll see what happens. No trades for me right now. I'm just kind of watching this. Now we actually really broke through it too. Set my alarm alerts here again. So yeah, I'm gonna be watching this area, and just see how we do there. All right, cool. Well, that's it for me. Good luck out there. Again, it's gonna get crazy going into Wednesday, so just be open to anything. All right, thank you.